Shades off for Sunday at Monmouth Park. In race 1, number 6, Angel of Distinction is cycling forward, third race off the layoff, and still is aggressively spotted above the price of a claim, and that's significant for this barn. He was against Flow and Bias 2 back and made multiple moves on a dull rail last time. In race 2, number 1, Huntress Helena will appreciate the drop in class and hopefully a relatively dry and narrow track as well. The early daily double play for me, the main one is a cold 6-1 with a modest savor of the 6 with the 6 and 3. In race 4, number 7, Love Cove Row puts blinkers back on and hopefully gets a dry strip for his drop to the basement. Both of his harrowed dirt tries are deceptively good and much better than the speed figures indicate. In race 9, the 1A, the Louisiana Kid, met tough fields, had tough setups, and ran at tough distances for him in his recent starts, but faces much weaker here with good rest and purposeful drills. The 2 Gunfighter had no chance versus a super hot foe on a winning streak in his last 2, but is now third race off a layup, handles inside position, and really relishes the Monmouth Park Dirt. The 4 Cities Fast Lane is dangerous, fresh, and has a possible dominant speed. And in race 10, number 7, Dave the Usher, kept moving forward in his lead at last despite being on the dull rail. His barn points from Monmouth Park. Number 1, Foreign Potential, certainly has high potential off his debut and will be hard to beat at a short price. And the 2, Tell Me a Joke, has a later developing pedigree and upside, I think, for a top barn off the mini freshman. With Shades Off on Saturday morning, opening day at Monmouth Park for 2014. We do 2 segments for each racing day. The first one, which is up the day before the race card, is a first look with selections in key races. The second one on race day morning, which is this one, is an update taking stock of recent surface biases, trends, scratches, late-breaking developments, and evolving thoughts on individual races. It's my personal favorite of the 2 because the content is exclusive to that one piece. Last season, speed and first third of the pack and the inside couple pairs were very good on the Monmouth Dirt early in the racing season and just got better and better in the weeks thereafter. This year, a week of rain and threats of rain have kept the surface sealed for sustained periods. This morning, it was harrowed and wet fast for training. It is harrowed and relatively dry for racing this afternoon. With the program scratches, my early daily double play for today now is the 2-6 with the 7. The races were taken off the turf, the 2 that were originally scheduled for yesterday. My selections in the program elsewhere on the Monmouth Park website and on Shades Off yesterday remain the same. They were made for dirt. Race 5 today was the hardest race for me to handicap on the entire card. I spent the most time on it, thought about picking 3 or 4 different horses at various times. I hated the race at first, but I worked it so much that now I kind of like it, and sometimes that's the way. If you keep working something, you figure something, and something clicks in your mind, and you say, well, this is a lot better than it actually seemed in the first place. My key now for race 5 is the 7 Bashful Bandit, who will benefit from a mini layoff and a very significant drop in real company line class. The 5 Bob and the Gang has scratched off the program, and that means the speed horses, particularly the 4 Cobalto, may prove more dangerous. Though Cobalto is a New York pace horse, and sometimes those animals are not quite as effective when they get to faster paced Monmouth Park. Still, I will be using him off his big figure last, as well as underneath a couple of closers, the 2 Run Taylor Run and the 9 Greek Default. They are underrated Marylanders who can rally underneath for something. I think they're better than their numbers indicate. Angle horses today who might outrun their odds for underneath use at the very least include subtle but big drop down number 4, I Ain't Waitin', and rested blinkers on for an underrated barn number 6 Bank Fraud in race 3, both of whom benefit from the scratch of fast working firster number 1 Chaser, who evidently wanted no part of the rail. Chaser, though, is one to watch when he next enters and draws a better post position. I also like as an underneath use, possibly maybe a win use as well, the possibly to be well set up number 1 Keep Busting in race 4, rested and well spotted number 1 Kyle's Cozy Kid in race 7, consistent trifecta expect the filler number 3, A Deuce in race 10, who with the scratches might have a chance to finish second. In race 11, the 6 Party All Night Long loves Monmouth and looks better and better to me as the late scratches come in. I think it could set a really nice trip just off the front runners while getting first run of the deeper closers. And in race number 11, the 1 Interrogate Me is reunited with his favorite jockey, and with the scratch of my original selection, I would move him to the top slot over the favorite.